Why are women's Great Depression survival stories unsung? Imagine living through one of the toughest times in European history and having your story almost disappear. During the Great Depression in Europe, many women faced incredible hardships. Yet, their stories often go untold. Why is that? Well, a few key reasons come into play. First, society back then had very strict ideas about gender roles. Women were expected to stay at home or do jobs like sewing, cooking, or caring for children. These jobs were important but seen as less valuable than factory work or construction jobs that men did. Because of this, women's efforts to keep their families afloat were not considered as significant or newsworthy. Their work was often invisible, recorded only in private memories, not in official reports. Second, official unemployment numbers during the Great Depression didn't really show what women were experiencing. Governments often underreported female unemployment or ignored it altogether. For example, in Sweden during the 1930s, official data showed very low female unemployment, which didn't match what was happening on the ground. Many women lost jobs or worked in informal, unpaid roles, but these struggles weren't counted or recognized. Women relied on family support or informal networks, so their hardships stayed hidden in official stories. Third, factors like race, class, and where women lived made their experiences even more complicated. Immigrant women, rural women, and women of color faced more obstacles. They often had fewer resources and harsher living conditions. Because of this, their stories were less likely to be included in mainstream history, which focused more on urban, white, male experiences. Additionally, the focus of history during this period was often on male workers and industrial decline. The stories of women managing households, sharing food, or helping neighbors didn't get the same attention. Their resilience was happening quietly in homes and communities, not in protests or strikes that made headlines. Some women did take part in protests or join mutual aid groups, but these efforts are only now being recognized by scholars. Their roles in helping each other survive are more visible today, but they were largely overlooked for many years. Looking at European history, these factors combine to keep women's stories in the background. The big political and economic events often centered on men and factories, leaving women's everyday survival work in the shadows. Recognizing these stories helps us see a fuller picture of what life was like during that time. It shows how women used resourcefulness, community, and strength to get through tough times. Understanding this helps us see how important domestic work and informal support networks are during crises. It reminds us that resilience isn't just about big protests or public actions, but also about the quiet, everyday efforts women made to protect their families. Their stories may have been overlooked for a long time, but now we know they played a vital role in enduring one of Europe's hardest periods.